What is a Xeno? Well, this week we'll find out when we chat with the director of Xeno, Matthew Loren Oates.
Our theme of the week is identity.
Who even are you?
I don't know. But our top 5 this week is Part 4 sequels.
Well, hello everybody. Time to grab your cup of coffee, tea, whatever it is. Sit back, let us do all the work. It's another week of Good Movie Monday, the podcast dedicated to nerdy cinematic ramblings. I'm Glenn Cochran. This is Ben Helwig.
And I've done no work.
Thank you for joining us. And he intends to do no work.
We're going to keep it that way.
That's right.
God damn it.
Thank you for listening, being here, all that stuff. If you're here for the first time, well, suffering your jocks. You're ours now. We gotcha. For how long? I do not know.
We'll never let you go.
It can't be for too long. Do you want to do the housekeeping?
Sure. Why don't you, and by you, I mean the royal you, head over to goodmoviemonday.com where you can find all of our social media links. You can find all of our past episodes. You can find links to our merch. You can there's a little donate tab to help us keep the show going. Which we greatly appreciate. Everyone who kicks in gets a special little wristy from either Glenn or myself when we do our live shows. That's a guarantee because we'll never do a live show. I'm working on them right now. I think
that's about it.
That covers it. That covers all of our the housekeeping.
Definitely subscribe to us on Spotify because we are new to that platform, and
on YouTube and Facebook. Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Comment.
Yes.
Let us know who you are, where you're from.
Yeah. And by the way, by housekeeping, I meant, would you vacuum?
I would, and I bought my sexy maid outfit. I just left it in the car, and it's raining outside.
Oh, that's a shame, but they do look better when they're wet, so
that is true.
I look forward to that. Hey, on last week's show, I've got to say, I reckon that was one of the best interviews we've ever done. It was, if you've ever heard of the movie Fuck My Son.
I was going to say, I hope all of the Aussies in the audience, especially those from Melbourne, Sydney, Canberra, and Brisbane, have enjoyed Fuck My Son at the cinema. It'll most likely be the only time you legally get to see that film in Australia.
That is true. So the director was Todd Rohel, and we had him on, and it was a fantastic chat. And I think this week, back to back, we're just doubling down on another banger interview. We have an absolutely fantastic chat, really geeky nerd boy kind of conversation with this Matthew Loren Oates, director of Xeno. Stick around because it's a wicked chat. Just wanted to give a bit of a spruik. Keep those newbies here.
What he doesn't know, in 2027, Glenn and I are going to turn up on his front doorstep.
Yes.
Because he made the invite.
We are welcome.
And we're going to do it.
We'll take the show to him.
Yeah. We'll be like, first we'll have to play him the episode just to remind him of who we are.
That's right.
It's going to take... We'll be like Say Anything. We'll be with a boombox on his front lawn.
Yeah, a VCR.
Playing the episode.
Well, we better not do that one live, otherwise he's getting a wristy.
Yeah, that's right.
Jesus.
Look, I'd do it. I saw his cinema. His cinema setup looked amazing.
Yeah.
I'd take a shot in the mouth to get a couple of miles down the road, further down the road, if you know what I'm saying. Stumbled over that. I had my mouth full of cock.
Hey, I want to thank our sponsors for the show, people that support us, Eclipse Cinema in Collingwood, Melbourne. Thank you for chipping in and helping out with the show. We've got tickets to give away for them. Their website is eclipse-cinema.com.au. And Ink Food Co., a brand new hot sauce label that have launched recently, and they have some delicious sauces. And they're about to go viral. I know this for a fact because I've seen what they've got coming up on the old TikTok and a few other platforms. And get onto them before everyone else does. They've got some amazing flavors. Their website is inkfoodco.com.au. It's a really awesome interactive website, and highly recommend it. They've got bundles of different kind of sauces you can get. It's hot stuff. It's really hot. They do have a mild one if you're a bit of a pussy, but otherwise, get onto that. Do appreciate it.
2 chilies and over.
Yeah, that's right. The last one we did was definitely a 5 chili kind of affair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you struggled. I remember you shaking a can because it had nothing in it.
Yeah,
what am I going to do? What am I going to do?
I almost ate the can.
Oh, and your nose was leaking.
It was. It was coming out of... That wasn't the only orifice that was leaking, let me tell you.
I know. That's why I said do some house cleaning.
That's right, you had to clean the chairs.
That's right.
after huffing them for 20 minutes, which was disturbing.
No, but it got me through the next week. We didn't go to the cinemas at all this week, so I wanted to take this opportunity to just...
Yes, we did. Well, I did. I went to see Fuck My Son.
Can't get enough of it.
Can't get enough. I can't stop fucking her son.
Well, that's right. So I'm going to circle back to something that I attempted to discuss a little while back, and you just nipped it in the bud and I didn't get to. But the new Sniper series, the new Sniper movie has arrived. Sniper, No Nation.
The only snipers I want to talk about are 7 snipers.
This is Sniper 12.
This is Sniper 12, yeah.
And there is a Sniper 13 on the way. And I tell you what, how does a DTV franchise that's this many installments in maintain such consistency and integrity? Each one gets better. And I've noticed a lot of the entertainment outlets online have been saying the same thing. Like, don't underestimate this franchise. It's fucking great.
Yeah, it's a weird one when you think what makes Sniper so much better than a Substitute or a Tremors or any other, but a Blood Fist.
It's since Chad Michael Collins took over as the son of Tom Berenger's character that it's taken its DTV life.
Yeah.
Like, it's really boomed, and it's fantastic. Like this new installment came and I'm like, how is it this good? Part 12. So I just wanted to give that a bit of a spruik. We could possibly get him back on the show because he's been on twice. He's a good mate now, and he loves to talk about these things.
And he was in Marshalls, so we could talk to him about that.
He was in Marshalls. He's been in some Hallmark movies as well, so we can definitely tap into that.
Talk about that. Yeah. Tell us about the Hallmark system.
He was the voice of Modern Warfare. So let's get him back on the show. But anyway, if you've never seen the Sniper movies, you've got 12 of them and a 13th coming. I just wanted to touch on that because, we got a donation made to the show recently on the proviso that I'd talk about Sniper more.
Right. Well, look, we should be talking about 7 Snipers a bit later, which is a completely different, but hopefully just as successful franchise.
Well, when you say a bit later, do you mean on this episode?
No.
Good, because I haven't prepped.
Yeah, no, I mean...
Yeah. But I did
I haven't prepped either. I'm just assuming.
I did watch the trailer for that today.
Yeah, right.
So how funny that you bring it up.
Yeah, Jamie Blanks cut that trailer.
Well, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Well,
it
that's
turns
why...
out to be his last bit
That's
of
why
work.
it was a great trailer. Like, I really dug it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Anyway, so that padded out the rest of the intro. Let's move on. Theme of the week is identities.
So tell me, who are you? Who? No.
I really want to know. Well, I mean, identity would be the one that comes to most people's mind off the top of the...
Just because it's called Identity?
Yeah, that's right. But to be honest with you, the first one that conjured up in my mind was Long Kiss Goodnight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she has amnesia and doesn't know who she is.
Yeah. For me, it was Memento.
Oh, right. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Same thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
we could just go through a list of amnesia movies and it's the same
But
deal.
yeah, there's a bunch of amnesia ones. Dark City, of course, which
Yeah.
I remember watching the first time, thinking that was the coolest. Like the guy wakes up in a bath, and I was like, and doesn't know who he was, and I was like, perfect.
And the first chick he
Perfect
sees
intro.
is topless. It's Melissa George, I think.
Yeah, what a great way to wake up.
Yeah, that's right.
They should do that in hospitals.
Yeah.
He's an amnesiac. I know.
I mean, it's better than waking up to Richard O'Brien looking over you. If you've seen the movie, he's in it.
He's in it.
So is Flacco.
Yeah, it's an all-star cast.
Yeah.
Speaking of all-star cast, I actually watched. When I was going through all the movies that kind of tagged Identity for me, I realized that I've been putting it off for years, and I remember first hearing about this film in I think a Total Film or one of those kind of film
Magazines,
one of those magazines, and they had the ad. It was an American, like Premiere or something like that. It was an ad for Hal Hartley's Amateur.
Oh, yeah.
I realized that I'd been putting it off. I hadn't watched it, so I watched it, and I fucking loved it.
It was great, was it?
It is like I forgot how good this period of Hal Hartley is.
Well, that doesn't sound amateur at all.
No, not at all. But it's got a great cast. Martin Donovan, like these are all Hal Hartley regulars.
I think he's been in a few. Yeah, I was going to
He's been in a
say,
few.
yeah, it sounds familiar.
Isabelle Huppert, I think this is her one and only.
Yeah.
Elsa Lowenstein's done a couple. But there's a bunch of cameos, like Erica Gimpel, she's in a bunch. Holt McCallany from Wrath of Man, and
Yeah.
he plays the Indian in one of the Creep shows,
Oh,
which is so totally weird.
Yes.
A very young Michael Imperioli, a very young Parker Posey, Tim Blake Nelson, a very young Tim Blake Nelson turns up. But it's great. Like Martin Donovan is a kind of a violent pimp type who. But you don't know that. He wakes up in an alley and doesn't know, with his head bashed in, doesn't know who he is.
Gotcha.
And then it kind of comes out. And Isabelle Huppert is she's got a great character. They're all hanging out in this cafe, and she's a ex-nun who's been hired, who's a nymphomaniac, yet she's a virgin because she's very picky. But all she wants to do is fuck. And she's been hired by a friend of hers who publishes smutty magazines to write some erotica, and she's kind of more of a poet, and so she just can't do it. She keeps everything she submits is like erotic poetry, but he's like, no, I need it to be filthy. He just can't, and she's super depressed about it. Elsa Lowenstein is like Martin Donovan's ex-girlfriend, who's also a porn star, she may do like incredibly graphic. Cool. Porn, like full on.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Triple
12 man gangbangs and stuff like that. It's just, the way he crafts the story is just so.
I agree.
Like, it's so 90s. Although, I suppose, this is 94.
Yeah.
But it's just like that pure.
Which would have been one of his latter films?
It's kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
It's one of his bigger films.
Yeah.
Because I think, what we've done, there'd be Flirt in there, there'd be Trust.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them had like Adrian Shelley in it. And Adrian Shelley, I think Martin Donovan was two kind of mainstays until she got bumped off by an illegal immigrant construction worker.
That's right.
Downstairs in her building. And she went to
that.
complain about the noise, and he thought she was IRS, not IRS.
ICE.
Well, this is pre-ICE,
Yeah.
the immigration service, and so he followed her back to her apartment and killed her.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Far out. That's grim.
Yeah.
This whole amnesia thing, though, it lends itself so well to stories. I'm wondering, just thinking about this, have they ever done a movie with a serial killer that gets amnesia and doesn't know they're a serial killer?
Yeah, but does he still have the urge to kill?
Or maybe, but I'm thinking he doesn't. But just slowly it comes back to him.
Yeah.
But maybe the new identity sort of sticks and he doesn't want to kill and he doesn't know why he ever did.
But it would be a really interesting nature versus nurture thing where you could go, well, he's still like he doesn't have the nurture part that turned him into a serial killer, but he still has the nature part.
But I'm also thinking he doesn't want to kill anymore, but he lives with the paranoia he's going to get caught. And he doesn't remember what clues he might have left behind. He could turn it into a screwball comedy as well.
It'd be great.
Far out. Yeah, that just made me think of The Wrong Guy. There's a great identity movie that I didn't even have written down at all. Yeah. Far out. If you ask me top 20 comedies of all time, that is in there.
That is in there.
Hands down, Dave Foley, just fantastic.
Of course, there's a great Adam Sandler one, 51st Dates.
That's a great one for sure.
51st Fucks, as we always
that's right.
call it.
Most of the ones I think I had down, I split them into like that amnesia kind of lot, and then I did imposters.
Yeah, me too. I had
because the comedies come more into the imposter side of things from what I sort of conjured up, like Desperately Seeking Susan. Was that's an identity one? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Doesn't she? She's like a. Arquette's kind of running away from her rich husband she's completely bored, and they're all searching for.
Okay, so it's one of those.
They're searching for Susan.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that came to my mind immediately, but I didn't really bother to actually read up whether it was. I felt like it was an identity movie.
I had like Tootsie, Mrs. Doubtfire,
100%,
Talented Mr. White Chicks, Catch Me If You Can.
What about a Very Brady sequel?
Yeah,
with what's his name?
Tim Matheson.
Tim Matheson comes in posing as the ex-husband. Oh my god! I think a Very Brady sequel is so much better than the original film. And those two movies as a double feature are some of the greatest parodies of all time. They are wonderful movies.
Definitely.
Changeling.
Yeah.
Because she gets her son back and it's not she's convinced it's not her actual
I
son.
was literally just talking to someone else about the Changeling.
Because it's so fucking dark. It's a movie that really bothers me. Like, I love it. And I think it's one of Clint Eastwood's best as a director.
Yeah, and one of Angelina Jolie's best as an actress.
But the final act is just... It's the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. It's really good.
And she was really good in it.
Yeah.
But it's sort of... It's that...
But everyone, the guy from Burn Notice, whose name I can never remember, Martin... Is it Martin? Or somebody Martin?
Yeah, let's just call him
the guy
Martin.
who plays the police chief, who is the one who...
Yep.
Doesn't believe that the kid's been kidnapped. And that
but also because back then kids didn't get kidnapped, and like you lived in neighborhoods where you left the door open and it was just everything was wholesome.
Yeah, I get the impression that though with all of that stuff, it's like we just didn't have the news apparatus for the word to spread, but 100%. It totally happened.
But people lived in naivety, right?
Yeah.
And they just couldn't conceive that these things, because you also had the In Cold Blood stuff, and and Ed Gein, all that kind of stuff.
And the vanishing and all that kind of
this shit definitely happened, but like you didn't have the tabloids and you didn't have the internet to really,
and TV and all that sort of stuff. People actually had to read.
You didn't have fear instilled into you. Back like Plainsfield, where Ed Gein was, it was up to the community to drive that fear into each other.
Yeah,
I can't believe you're living amongst this type of thing. Whereas when Changeling came along, because it is based on a true story, I believe.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with the George C. Scott Changeling movie either.
No. It's funny.
Which is an actual Changeling.
We're at the point when you say Changeling, this is the one I think of, not that one. And Summersby, that's another good one.
Summersby, Born Identity, Dead Again, I was thinking of.
Yeah, Mulholland Drive.
Mulholland Drive, yeah. Total Recall.
Didn't have that down. That's a great one. And regarding
Me, Myself, and Irene.
Oh.
Which is split personality, but yeah.
Only yesterday I saw stuff on Me, Myself, and Irene and thought I have to go back to that because if I was to think about the Farrelly brothers, it's got to be top 3.
Yeah. I can't... That scene,
it might be my favourite, actually.
That scene where he confronts Trailer Howard about the... You went away for a weekend with Hank and the only supplies he packed was a bottle of Jim Beam and a double-ended dildo. I guess he wasn't enough for you. She's like, he used it on himself.
I just remember like the cotton mouth.
Yeah.
And then he's in the supermarket on the intercom.
Got some yeast. Yeast on the grill.
Far out. Well, there you go. That's a good theme.
Yeah.
Good theme. I think I need to write a movie about a serial killer that's got amnesia.
Yeah, do it.
That's like so many scripts I've got to write that I talk about.
What you should just do is do it in work time when you should be doing other things. And just see if they notice.
Yeah, because I have time during work.
Welcome to Bonehead Weekly Fun Size. And this week we're talking about identity. And I know the movie I'm going to pick. Can you guys guess? Identity.
It was mine. I was going to use Identity.
Same here.
This. Go ahead, Chad.
Oh, this is the end of the episode.
All right. See you all next week, Australia. Okay, so I'll go first with mine, even though Identity with John Cusack's really good. Kind of dumb, but pretty good. Mine is the 1993 classic, Summersby. Anybody see that one coming? With Richard Gere and Jodie Foster. Took me a second. And Bill Pullman as the heavy. This movie actually has an interesting... It was written by, director of Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan. We had him on the show.
Nick,
yeah. That's so sad. Not Nick Castle.
Oh, it's shoot.
Nick Carter.
I said Nick as a joke, and now I screwed myself.
Nick of a time. Anyway, Summersby is about it takes place right after the end of the American Civil War. And Richard Gere comes, he's been missing for so many years, the character has. And his wife has suspicions that he's not the same guy that went off to war, and she falls in love with him. And he's not. And his identity is brought up towards the end, and he has to decide whether he wants to continue with this identity or keep the one that he had. So it's actually a pretty good movie that I haven't seen in 30-some years, and I probably may never see it again. But I think it's one of those that no one ever talks about and probably forgotten. Who's next?
There's a great Simpsons episode about that.
Summersby? Oh, I don't know if I knew that one.
No, about somebody having another identity, and then he decides to keep the identity that he assumed.
Okay.
Really a controversial episode. Chad, you want to go?
Sure. This is one of my favorite, probably C-level films. but it has a rocking cast. I just got to go with Bird on a Wire.
Oh, I haven't seen. I don't even remember the plot.
Well, let me remind you of the plot. It stars Mel Gibson, Goldie Hawn,
That's all I need.
John Carradine. Oh my God, the
It's good,
Duke.
Chad.
No, Duke from Predator.
Yeah, Bill Engvall.
Bill Duke. Thank you. But no, so it involves Goldie Hawn as this well-to-do businesswoman, and she goes to this car shop and sees somebody who looks like the man she was once in love with, who everybody thought was dead. It turned out he had changed his identity to escape criminals. And then they get caught up in running away from these criminals. I legitimately love Bird on a Wire. I saw it in the theater. And it always brings me joy. I own it on DVD because I can't find it on Blu-ray.
The only reason I remember that movie is because it was a thing because they used a stunt butt for Mel Gibson, James.
Yep.
I'm going with being.
But Goldie Hawn didn't use a stunt butt.
She didn't need to. She's Goldie Hawn.
I'm going with being John Malkovich.
That's not about identity.
Well, I would argue that it is. It's about John Malkovich's
I
identity.
just like saying things.
You just like saying things that are wrong. So no, it's the idea that you can take on somebody else's identity, metaphorically and otherwise. And so, yeah, that's the one that came to mind. So if you've never seen Being John Malkovich, it has wonderful marionette work done by Philip Huber, who we've had on our show.
And this has been Bonehead Weekly Fun Size.
It needn't be said, you should subscribe to the Bonehead Weekly podcast, of course, particularly on their YouTube channel, because they do a video presentation of it. Recently, they've been doing Lexington Comic Con and a few fantastic things, so good conversation.
Joe, that son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. Who did he have on the stage with him last week? Paul Williams.
Son of a bitch.
The Linus.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch, Joe. But yeah. Thank you to those guys. They always deliver every single week without fail. Since we started the show, they've been with us. And we're going to have them on the show in a month or two's time. It's going to be fun. Looking forward to that. For a whole episode, mind you.
A full episode of Bonehead.
Yeah. Not so full. Joe's lost all that weight. Won't be as full as it used to be.
It's all right. I've put it on.
That's right. You've counterbalanced.
I've taken it.
We're about to
You sold it to me on the black market.
We're about to throw to our interview with Matthew Loren Oates, but before we do, let's give away some tickets to Eclipse Cinemas. Obviously, you've got to live in Melbourne if you want to snag these, or be visiting at the time you want to use them. 2 tickets to give away. They are in Collingwood. They're a boutique cinema. They play some fantastic stuff. They do a lot of they've teamed up with Umbrella, so they've got a lot of Umbrella's calendar as well as new releases, particularly sort of art house ones. And it's a great looking cinema, and they do VIP memberships. They hire out the venue and whatnot. So eclipse-cinema.com.au. All you've got to do is go to our website, goodmoviemonday.com, contact us, little tab there, send us an email. What is it you said? Give us the fucking tickets is all you got to say.
Yep.
And we will hook. If you're the first one to ask that rudely, be as rude as you can. That might even be better.
Stand out. Don't be afraid to be cuntish.
But the truth is, the rule is if you're the first one to get in, first dibs, we'll hook you up and you can go watch the movies. Any movie of your choice off their entire calendar.
Whatever's playing, yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's throw to this interview. Xeno, fantastic. Just set the premise up here. It is a movie that is akin to E.T.-ish, like it's E.T. adjacent. It's much darker, more violent than E.T., but it is that kind of 80s-centric movie. And then we'll let the interview do all the talking.
My name is Renee Rowan. And if you're watching this, tell my mom what happened.
Sweetie, you have a good heart. It's your father's heart. Don't ever lose that. No matter what.
Hello?
What the hell is this, Renee? Where did it come from?
There was a huge crater where I found it. I think maybe space. I know you're scared, but you're with me now, and I'm gonna keep you safe. Do you really want to do this? go. This is Crow. Now we're friends. No eating friends. I thought that might happen. Now that is a surprise.
You think you're unique. That you're the first person to ever find one. They are biological machines designed to kill.
God, it's so much worse than I imagined.
I know. It's great.
After everything I've told you, how could you call this monster you found your friend?
Because you're wrong. I didn't just find it. We found each other. Don't be what they say you are. Be my friend.
Well, I mean, the sad part is half of the good stuff's been done before we hit record.
Well, we can repeat. What do you
Well, we love your background. Let's just put it that way.
yeah, thank you. It was it's not as, if you're here, it's not as impressive as it looks, but it's perfect for our needs. So we love it.
No, you're our kind of person, Matthew. Welcome to Good Movie Monday. It's great to be chatting.
Thank you. Great to be here.
First thing I have to say is that any kind of movie that starts with an asteroid, fireball coming through space to Earth, like we're sold. Like that is just that's our jam. So,
Oh, well, good. Thank you.
complete throwback.
No, yeah, no, I it was funny. It was actually the first thing I made that before I shot the film.
Oh, right.
So that was, we were in pre-production and I was bored. And so I did that opening and it held the whole time. So I'm glad you liked it. Thank you.
It's a tried and true opener. I love it.
I mean, if it works for the thing, right? Like it can't, it's got to be good for you.
Yeah,
So.
that's right. Your mind goes to the thing. Mine goes to like the curse.
Fair. I mean, what better way to introduce an intimate story than starting in space?
I guess that just shows also you're a little more highbrow than I am. So
Not really. No.
Speaking of lowbrow, what I want to know before anything else is who's the Ween fan? Because there's a big fat boognish on the bedroom wall in this movie.
Okay, so I am a Ween fan, but full disclosure, like I gave my costumes, like Karen Mann, my costume designer, I gave her a list of. It was really important to me that I wanted the audience to feel the dad's presence through the things on the girl's wall.
Mhm.
And so I gave her a list of bands that I thought her dad might have been into. And it was everything from the Flying Burrito Brothers to Ween. It was a crazy list. And Ween really leaned in. They liked the script. They liked Lulu Wilson, our star, and they sent us merch. And so I've got to plug Ween. I am now a huge Ween fan. They were on my list, but I'm an even bigger fan post the film. So
Ben, I think the greatest sing-along you and I have ever had was singing to the Mollusk on the way to Comic-Con in the car. Top of our lungs. No, it was 12 Country Greats, I think.
I think it was, 12 Country Greats.
quality band, quality people, quality manager. So plug Ween all you want.
Yeah, we will do. Hey, what was the origin of this story? Has it been one of those things that's been in your mind for a long time, or did it sort of come to you, recently?
I've always been a fan of the, different souls kind of coming together and forming, everything from, I know it's ridiculous. Everyone points to E.T., but I mean, everything from Drop Dead Fred and Fred Savage and Howie Mandel's Little Monsters all the way to Terminator 2, that's a story about a child and a thing bonding. And that's just a genre that I love and I hadn't seen in a while. And so I'd been thinking about it. And then my son, who was 6 at the time, he loves scary things. He's always, he begged me to watch Jaws from the time he was 4 years old. And he loves being scared. And he was going through this phase where he was drawing this monster over and over again. And I finally one day I asked him, I was like, what is that, horrifying looking thing? And he went, oh, it's Croak. And he's not that bad. And that little idea just kind of went, it looks terrible, but it's not that bad. And, but I mean, but like I said, that was where the germ of it kind of came from. But I'd been circling, I like to say, take those films like E.T. and I wanted to kind of explore it. There's this, I'm a huge Nirvana fan. I'm a child of the 80s and 90s. And there's this documentary, and Kurt's saying, like, you want to learn the secret to writing a Nirvana song. And he starts playing, it sounds like a Beatles riff. It's like in 4/4 time, and he's just, da, 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 da. And it's like super happy. And then he drops into a minor key, hits the distortion pedal, starts screaming, and it's about a girl. And so I always thought it'd be fun to like take E.T., drop into a minor key, and turn on a distortion pedal.
That is an awesome way to describe it.
And you've actually brought up one of the main questions I wanted to ask was alien design, because we've just been to see Hail Mary, and that has a really interesting kind of alien creature that we haven't seen before, and yours is too. Like, and yours transforms without any kind of spoilers. It doesn't not an actual transformation, but there's two modes:
quadruped and bipedal. Yeah.
And bipedal is definitely scarier than quadruped.
Always, it's more humanoid. Yeah,
that's right.
Well, I got to give it. We had an amazing team. We worked with the Jim Henson Creature Shop, Peter Brooks, Amy Smith, Courtney Day, John Criswell. But the design was by Jared Krzyzewski, and he did Kong versus Godzilla, and he worked on It, and he has some work on Stranger Things. And I think I was a huge pain in his ass because he kept sending me stuff, and it had round edges, if that makes sense. It was safe, and I just kept being like, no, like uglier, grosser. I was like, it's a lobster. Its face has no emotion. Like, it's a thing. It's whatever's lovely or human about it is going to come from the behavior and from the way the girl interacts with it. And he did an incredible job. So I can't take credit for that. I just said yes when he got it right. So,
I mean, also, like, just working alongside the Jim Henson Company, that's got to be a bucket list kind of moment.
I mean, they were so lovely because they let me come and pester them all the time. And I mean, I grilled Peter Brooks with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle questions like nonstop because he worked on the suits. And I mean, it was an insane team. John Criswell, he worked on the Reanimator. And so, I mean, like, it absolutely was a bucket list. The 5-year-old boy in me that grew up watching the Jim Henson Story Hour and The Storyteller and Muppets, I mean, was just in heaven. It's everything you would want it to be. So
that is so good to hear. The other major thing that some of the marketing has leaned into and some hasn't is the Kevin Hart factor. How did he become involved with this project? It's such an odd marriage of names.
Well, this actually started after I had the idea. It started as a Netflix pitch, and we got sort of down the road with them. And then for a variety of reasons, as it happens, it didn't work out. But I'm still really good friends with Brian Smiley, who at the time was the president of his film studio. Mm-hmm. And so I literally sent it to Brian just to get his opinion of the script, and he gives me good feedback and notes and gives me a good executive perspective on what I've done. And I said, hey, I'm looking for some producers. I think we could put some private equity together and maybe take a stab at this. Love your thoughts. And that's it. And then a few days later, he called back and said, we've all talked and we'd like to make it. And we're looking to kind of branch out and do different things. And we like it. So it was kind of, personal connection with Brian that led to the connection with Kevin. And it was just kind of at this fulcrum moment where they were looking to diversify kind of creatively. And they thought this, was family skewing enough that, it kind of still fell on that Jumanji-esque brand.
Yeah.
But, out there enough that it would seem kind of unusual that his name was. And I got to be honest, at first it was sort of, I had to kind of scratch my chin and be like, do I want that? Because it's not a one-to-one association.
Yeah.
But they ended up being phenomenal partners. Brian Smiley, Luke Kelly Klein, Burmese Khan, and Kevin. So, but it was through personal connections, as these things usually go.
Yeah, it can't hurt either. Having a name like that opens you to a whole new demographic too. So.
Oh, totally. And he's a very charming, lovely person and very supportive. He just kind of like, use my name, kick doors down. And that was kind of his mandate.
I love that. That's like, I mean, that's a better response than that time that John Landis produced Some Guy Who Kills People. And when I asked the director about that connection, he goes, "No, that's not true. That he had nothing to do with it. He looked at the poster and said he liked it."
I mean, look, a name is a name is a name, right? I'll take anyone
take it.
if they want to put their name on my poster and they can help me tell my stories.
Yeah.
Look, if John Landis liked my poster, it'd be all over it.
As seen by John Landis. You mentioned the sort of the family friendly adjacent kind of nature to the film, which is what appeals to me. They're my kind of films. But was there any wrestling with the final act? Because it goes really above and beyond. It goes dark in that final act and quite intense. Was that something on your mind? Like, should we go as far as we do? Or
I mean, look, I'm of the belief, and I've raised my son this way, and maybe therapy bills down the road will say I was wrong, but I think we're sometimes too easy on kids today.
Absolutely.
I mean, Uncle Walt traumatized a generation of people with two films. Not everyone says Bambi, but we forget how messed up Pinocchio is.
Yeah.
And those were pinnacle of family entertainment, and they did not. Kids are tough, and films are a way, I believe, that they can look at the harder things in our world safely and learn from them and grow and think. And so I wanted to entertain people with this. I want people to go see it and be entertained, that I want them to have a good time, and I want them to laugh and feel scared in a safe way. But I do want them to feel and to think. And it was important to me that the film didn't shy away from that. Yeah. I would say originally the ending was even darker.
All right.
Right. So the original script, I would say, would have in the United States landed an R rating.
Right. Wow.
And in fact, the original cut landed an R rating. I had to do the old taxi driver trick of desaturating blood to get it at PG-13 in the States.
That is a great trick. But I love what you're saying about all that. It's the whole Brothers Grimm Roald Dahl thing too. Like, just challenge the kids.
Willy Wonka. I mean, come on, that guy's that guy's the stuff of nightmares if you look at him clinically.
He's drowning kids in chocolate.
Well, I think in the book they're never seen of again. Like, they're gone. Like,
you have to go to the rolling room? They've got a room.
Oh God,
the juicing room. The
juicing room. Yeah, stretch them out. That's It's
I had to wait till I was in my 20s before I got access to another juicing room.
Right. But it's when we were released here, we took a group of my son and his friends. It was like 30 of his friends from school to go see it, and these were between the ages of 10 and 12, and I think one kid had to leave, but all the rest stayed the whole time and enjoyed it. And so I think sometimes movies aren't just made to hold your hand. Sometimes they're made to help you grow a little bit. And even family films, I think at their core, they should ask some big questions and not be afraid of the answers.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. My kids are well beyond this now. They're grown up, but I wish this film existed then, because I raised them on, Gremlins and all the.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. That means a lot. Yeah, Gremlins. Gremlins is, that's.
Yeah.
My God, let's talk about Gremlins. That movie was terrifying.
I saw that movie totally terrifying. Yeah,
gory, scary, funny. Yep.
I mean, I went to bed, I think, having nightmares about the microwave scene for for weeks.
Yeah. So. And I say this to Ben on the show all the time. Like, I as an adult feel like I'm forever chasing that adrenaline I felt, that fear as a kid, and trying to relive that feeling I had back then, because you grow up and you do become desensitized, but as a kid these things have a real effect on you, and it's a great thing. Let me pivot for you go first, Ben.
I was gonna say, I wonder how much social policy is dictated by parents not wanting to deal with nightmares. Like that's
a fair point. I mean, we did have our share of nightmares growing up in this house, so but look, I don't know, Glenn, were you constantly helping your kid get back to sleep, or were they okay?
No, I won't say it was tough love, but it was always a conversation after the movie, just to reassure. And then
that is very well put. I think too often it's turn the movie off and family time over.
Yeah.
Like sit and talk about it.
Yeah, and that's what we do.
Even if you didn't like it, sit and talk about what you didn't like about it. What did you think was boring? What did you think was? What did you not believe?
Well, I mean, it does make me wonder if I overdid it because they're not as interested in film now as they were back then. That's for sure.
Really? I don't know.
My daughter said, "Do you remember that time you made me watch that movie?" I'm like, "Oh, okay. I made you watch it. All right."
Like I made you go to school. Like it's all part of your education, required.
How old are they now?
Oh, they're in their 20s. Yeah.
Wait till they're in their 30s, and then all those stories have made me will become like remember wins, and it'll be nice.
I'll hold on to that.
I always think the big problem is that they haven't met the right friend. Like, because once you have that, because they never like anything your parents like, but then you meet that friend who's into it, and he's like, oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that.
That's 100% true.
And then it all comes to value, and then it all gets its value.
That's very true. I mean, we live in LA, so it's like we're surrounded by movie culture. So all of my son's friends are into movies, and more than my wife's from the Midwest and states and from Ohio, and they're not quite as into movies there. And so it's like I get to see both sides of young reality now. And so my son is definitely, to your point, Ben, surrounded by people that he goes to school, and over the weekend it's what did you watch? Which is how I grew up. I don't know about you two, but like when I grew up, it was like Monday, at school, it was like there was a whole discourse about what you saw at the Cineplex that weekend and what was on TV and that kind of thing.
100%. I remember a whole day full of talking about Wayne's World because it was the greatest thing we've ever seen.
Oh my! By the way, I gotta give a shit. Do you remember the Wayne's World trailer?
Yeah,
it's
vaguely.
It's like the greatest trailer of all time. And like I found it by accident the other day. Everyone, when they're done with this, should go look up it aired in front of the Addams Family, and it just starts with these hands snapping, and then it pans out and it's Wayne and Garth just singing the Addams Family song. It's brilliant. It's like as funny as anything in the movie.
Oh
it's
my
really
God,
good.
yes. What do you reckon, like just on this conversation, like can you remember any particular movie that was sort of forbidden that you went and snuck behind your parents' back to see? Like, is there any that come to mind?
Oh, that's, it's a funny question. So I grew up in a very conservative evangelical home. And so...
Is this going to get you into trouble now if they listen to this?
No. I have a great relationship with both my parents. I talk to them all the time. I actually give them a hard time. And they show my son movies that I'm like, I wasn't allowed to see that until I was 14. Like, what are you... It's ridiculous. But growing up, they were very strict about what I could and couldn't see. And like, that's why like certain, like Spielberg got kind of a pass. Zemeckis got a pass. Anything in black and white got a pass. So I found this weird loophole where like, I was like 10 watching Psycho and they just didn't put it together. And, but I couldn't go see, the slasher film that was actually out in the theaters at the time. So I grew up kind of back watching a lot of older films. I was oddly respectful of that rule. And then when I turned 13, I boldly announced the MPAA says I can see any PG-13 movie I want now. And they kind of like, all right. And then I did the same thing at 17 and they went, all right. And I don't know. So I think the only time I remember truly sneaking around their back to watch something, I think I watched half of Terminator 2. But I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched like half of it. And then shortly thereafter, they made an exception for that film because we forget it was such a juggernaut. Like it was such a, like you were ostracized at school if you hadn't seen Terminator 2. And they were like, all right, we're making you weird. We're going to let you go watch Terminator 2.
Getting bullied.
But it's funny, it's a full circle thing, like by the end, and I was going to film school and stuff, they were like, see whatever you want. Like I went and saw I remember, I won't say which parent, but one of my parents actually had to, like, I wanted to see Boogie Nights. And I was 17, and at the time, Blockbuster in United States, they had that movie was so controversial, they didn't allow a 17-year-old to rent it without parental consent, even though it was R.
Yeah.
And so I remember one of my parents actually went and rented me Boogie Nights. So they went the whole other way and were like, okay, you like movies, it's art. What do you want to do? What do you want to watch? Go for it.
I love that.
I had to rely on that friend's cool dad to get on movie. Oh, it's your 15th birthday? Let's go. What do you want?
It's a valid
Natural Born Killers? Yes.
Oh, wow. That's
Well, I got dropped off to see Ace Ventura, but I snuck into Natural Born Killers instead. So.
honestly, solid trade.
Yeah.
All love and respect to Jim.
I'd already seen Ace Ventura.
Right.
You could have gotten around that whole rule with just turning the saturation down on any movie you wanted and watch them all in black and white.
That's true.
When they walk in, like instead of the boss button that you used to have on computer games,
Yeah.
would you hit F3 and a spreadsheet would come up? You just have the black and white button. You're like, oh no,
Black
no,
and crush it down.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because the blood always looks so much worse. Like I just rewatched Taxi Driver recently with my son. And we were watching it, and you get to that scene, and it's so much grittier and more. I mean, it's almost got like that Grindhouse feel because it's so desaturated and dark, and like the rest of the movie is, pretty beautifully shot, and it's like you get to that scene, and it's like, oh, it's like way more upsetting.
Except for that uncomfortable moment that your dad's beside you when Martin Scorsese's talking about cleaning up spunk off the back seat.
That's a little rough.
Yeah,
I knew the movie well enough. I chose a few moments to be like, "Hey, dude, go refill our sparkling waters. Go get us go get us a Coke."
that you should see. That's right. I love these sort of conversations. I know we've strayed away from the movie, but
that's totally. I'd love to hear about you guys. It's so fascinating to hear. Like, it's so nice to know insane movie geekdom. Crosses oceans.
Well, here's something about me, and I want to hear something about you. So the first movie I saw in a cinema was E.T., and I was only about 2 or 3, and I vividly remember the moment. What was the first film you saw in a theater?
I'm not making this up. It's E.T.
Yeah.
I'm 1981, and it was a re-release, I believe. Like movies were out for like 3 or 4 years back then.
Yeah.
They would keep coming out, and I remember being so upset, when the scene where he astral projects and he leaves his body and he phones home. I was so upset and didn't understand that scene. I had to be taken out of the theater. So my first movie, apparently, I had to be taken out of. But my first, but I got to say, that's like I have that memory. It's like a ping. It's like a ping in there.
Mm-hmm.
But like I clearly remember Back to the Future, because I remember they were like, "Hey, Alex P. Keaton from Family Ties is in a movie, and it's supposed to be." And that's all I knew about it. And I loved Family Ties. We all watched it as a family, and I was like 4 or 5.
Uh-huh.
But like, and so I was like, "Okay, that sounds cool." And we went, and like, I had no idea what it was about. I remember the big cardboard cutout of Marty straddling the fire trail and looking at his watch, and it just said "out of time." And I was like, "What am I going?" I had no idea what I was going to see. And when that DeLorean jumps time, I mean, like I out of my seat, like I was just, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I was hooked. And so like, that's my first, I remember like every moment of that attendance.
I was going to say, but I'm sure there's a massive chunk of that film that would have been right over your head. Like all of that.
Totally. The Biff in the backseat of the car, the on my hope chest for Marty's drawers on that's.
Yeah, it's amazing the stuff that you just don't see as a kid. Like, you're just like, oh yeah, that's completely reasonable.
Blissful ignorance until years later. But I mean that movie's held up, and I'm a child of that. I think I saw Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Tim Burton's Batman, the '89. I saw those 12 times in the theaters. Like those were big,
I remember finding Who Framed Roger Rabbit terrified me as a child when I saw that. Like
horrifying.
When he's dumping the animated shoe
into
the thing, like. Yeah.
Oh no, that's what I mean. Like that scene is genuinely upsetting. Like I remember, like by this, once I'd seen it once, I would always go to the bathroom during that scene. Yeah, but I still went and saw it like 8 times.
And it doesn't get much darker than Batman, other than Batman Returns.
No. That's a good. Yeah. Okay. But I mean, all those. I often say like one of my biggest. I broke the VHS tape on Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Like that was a huge.
My next
we're
question.
Talk Tim Burton.
My next question was, what's a VHS you thrashed as a kid?
Big Adventure was like
brilliant.
That's like still I think one of the greatest I'm sure people are going to soundly disagree with me on this. I'm not sure Tim Burton's ever been better. He had like no resources.
100%. 100%.
But the creativity and ingenuity on display and his desire to serve Paul Rubens, I think that movie is lo-fi magic.
I think last week's episode or the week before, I listed that as one of the great road movies. I think it's just
absolutely
almost perfect. Interesting.
So
I love
broke that one, broke Batman, broke Jurassic Park. It's like I went to film school and I got a little highfalutin, but I mean, from age, 3 to 16, 17, I was a multiplex kid.
Yeah,
of the 80s.
I mean,
90s.
I probably made the biggest mistake of my life, but I went to film school too, but I left film school when that kind of shit was not embraced.
You left
out.
Yeah, I'm like, no, they made fun of me because I like Spielberg and I like all this,
I was the same, and by the way, I dropped out too. So we're all in that. I went for 3 years, and then I was like, I've had enough of this, and took.
Yeah.
But it's
and you've made movies. I record a podcast with this guy.
But you get to talk. I've never talked to Michael Mann.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't get to talk to Robert Duvall.
You probably don't.
Don't sell yourself short, Glenn.
I wish we had talked about that gag earlier, because I would have had like a burger or something here that I could have been eating and clearly not paying attention for when you.
Oh my God!
Horrible jury.
Back to your work. I noticed that IMDb lists your next film as Dark Light, and the little write-up they've got there sounds fascinating. Is there any truth to it? What's the story?
Yeah, we're in post. So
Awesome.
I shot it already. Actually, our lead, Tanner Hagen, it was just announced today. I got to give him a shout out. He's going to be Shaggy in the Netflix Scooby-Doo live action. They're giving it the full new treatment. He just got cast as that. Yeah, it's in some ways it's a smaller film. Sort of a maybe a little more Stephen King than this last one, if I have to point at something, but it's a group of people are trying to survive a preternatural event, and it's kind of ask that question: if it's the end of the world, who are you?
Yep.
And what do you become? Do you reach out to help each other, or do you serve yourself and try to protect yourself, and do you look out for yourself? And my writer,
becoming a monster. I'm just putting that out there right now. Glenn, don't depend on me. If it happens, you're on your own.
I will say in advance of the movie, I'm probably presenting a little more optimistic than I actually am. But the movie is optimistic. But I hear you, Ben. But it's
what is it? Zombieland. Zombieland is not wrong, and I do not do well with cardio in those rules of survival. So I got to look after number one.
No, totally. I mean, look, I would die day one of an apocalypse. I'm useless. The minute I couldn't watch a movie or TV, I would just shrivel up and die anyways. So it would be, but no, but it's we went and shot. Xeno was a bigger film than not huge by any means. Our budget was actually fairly modest, but it was still when you work with Kevin Hart, certain things, I mean, literally just dealing with the unions, like you're a Kevin Hart film to them. You're not, we had we had some bills get run up on us a little bit.
Yeah.
And so so I really always felt like and I'm so proud of it. And I'm so happy with it. But I always felt like I was holding on to that movie, and it was writing me in some ways as much as I fought the good fight, but it was a tough shoot. And I longed for sort of my first film where I had no resources and I had no money, and yet I felt like the world was my candy store, and I wanted that back. And so I wrote this sort of ensemble piece that had a kind of a responsible production. It's kind of mostly kind of like The Blob, all in the bowling alley. It's a lot in one location. And we put the money together and we got a cast and we went and shot it. And it's going to be a long post because there's a lot of visual effects and I do most of them myself. So
well, hopefully that time allows your Scooby-Doo star to explode and
for sure. I mean, let's hey everyone, it could be if it's the next Wednesday, for sure. No, but it's he's really good. Like I don't want to. It's funny. It's like some people you say Scooby Doo, they might be like, but no, he's gonna be great in that show.
Yeah.
And he's phenomenal. He auditioned and he blew us away. He was just
Recently, Ben and I were talking to William Brent Bell about his film Lord of Misrule, and his sort of, I won't say the lead actress, but the young girl in the film, in the meantime, had exploded on Wednesday. She was one of the main characters on that show, and he goes, it's the best thing that could happen to us. Like,
Totally. I mean, we're all so we're all now huge Scooby Doo fans. Yeah. And Zoinks, we wanted to do so well. But we liked them, when he was guest star on the and it's a good cast. We have Lachlan Watson, who was in Y2K, and they're very good, and Ethan Suplee, who's in like Blow, and my name is Earl, and
Dolly.
We just released Dolly. Yeah, Dolly's in cinemas now. Still.
So
Ethan Suplee.
Yeah, he's an awesome person. So I mean, it's a great. I got to work Brent Jennings, Meredith Monroe, Brie Blair, Josh Cook. I got this list of like character actors that I've always. Some of them I knew, some of them I didn't, but I wanted a cast of like just great people and performers, and I wanted them to kind of come play, and they did, and they were great. And so I'm really happy with the performances so far, but the visual effects will be kicking my ass for the next 18 months. So
yeah, well, good luck.
So stay tuned.
You can answer this question. Now this might be a bit of a deep cut, but I understand that to this day Ethan Suplee still can't see the boat. Is that true?
I didn't ask him, but he does still love running face first into the ocean and face planting in the waves. Now he's a really good guy, and by the way, he would, if you ever had him on, he would gab with you about that production all day long.
He would love that.
Man. He doesn't mind a good war story.
Hook us up.
Email me. I'll
absolutely. I just love the way this conversation's gone. It's like a fun pinball machine from the 80s. It's just every direction.
I mean, I can nerd out. I mean, look, we can do the whole, I know I'm supposed to be on here. I'm supposed to talk about, Kurosawa and Ozu and, and Bresson. And I love all those guys. But if I'm being honest with you, it's like, I love movies, and I've seen too many.
The most important thing that Kurosawa does for our show is I've got a box set that props up the promotional sources that we have as a sponsor. So the Kurosawa's lifting.
He's a lift. Oh,
he's a lifter.
Come on. No, look, he's Kurosawa. You gotta kind of love. You gotta love his. I mean, like I said, I can do. Tokyo Story's phenomenal, but I'd be dishonest if I didn't lead with the films that sort of raised me. And
100%.
Those are the films we're talking about.
And
and those are the films that influenced Xeno.
Yeah, and look, and Kevin Smith is not wrong. I mean, like, he is incredibly wrong.
The boat is there,
but he's not wrong when he said that. He's wrong in that I don't have to see them, but he's like I don't have to see any of those classics because all the directors that I love have already seen them and been influenced by them in the movies that they've made that I love. So
it's valid. No, it's valid. I mean, we can't underscore how much Star Wars owes to the Searchers, and how much. I mean, even Spielberg owes to Truffaut. I mean, like it's and so, but I mean, but it's I think sometimes I understand why you left film school, Glenn, because there is a real I like to say I really there are filmmakers, there are people that make films, and my desire is to make really great movies.
Yeah,
because I grew up loving movies. I've learned to love films, but I still have my heart still belongs to movies, which are kind of escape. Yeah, in that weird line between them.
Well, so. Look, behind the scenes of the show, like I've been talking to Glenn about wanting to do a spin-off podcast called "A Fat Idiot Watches the BFI's Top 250 Films of All Time."
Oh man, that's
you don't have to.
I would listen to that. You should do that, Ben. Like I would. You've got your first set of ears.
But he's
right
a
there
he's a
because-
lazy fat idiot that'll
He's a
never do
lazy-
it.
I've only watched one of those films so far.
I mean, there's some real kitchen sink British films on that list.
But it is so totally weird. Like the one that I did watch, and I've seen maybe 15 films I think on that list. And it is a great film. Like it is a good film, but I don't feel the need to ever watch it again. Like it's a great film, in terms of the political statements it makes.
What one are you talking about?
Sorry?
What one are you talking about?
Yeah, plug it.
Yeah, that's
Because he did say it's a great film, so let's plug it.
He can't remember.
I can't remember the title of it.
But that's nothing new. He'll forget the name of your movie tomorrow.
That's okay. It's an easy one to forget. It's a Greek prefix. Who's gonna?
It is.
Don't worry. He's
Born in Flames. Born in Flames.
This is what he does best
It's
on
like-
the show.
It's very very it's very endearing. So,
But I will say that the connection that Born in Flames has to this is that a very, very young Catherine Bigelow actually plays like a TV reporter or a news anchor.
Really?
In it.
she acts.
She acted.
How was she?
She is great. I mean, she's in it for about 5 minutes. She's not in it for long, but
Yep.
she's pretty good. The movie is it's ultra low budget kind of New York. It's a Lizzie Borden.
Yeah.
There's Lizzie Borden, and then there's the one who killed her family with the axe, who I think is
Okay,
also
that's
Lizzie
who I thought you were talking about.
Same.
I was
I'm
like,
like, hang on.
that's-
What?
I was like,
Yeah, no, this-
reporter Lizzie Borden,
there is a
She's a little
filmmaker called Lizzie
printed
Borden.
press reporter. Like I was like, what's?
She gets excited when the director says cut.
Yeah.
So but like I don't want to throw because I really do have my I have my Criterion subscription, and I do my movie that I mentioned before I think we started recording. I host a monthly movie screening at my house here, and it's about 10 people on the list, and the only rule is that none of us can have seen the movie.
Wow.
And so what it ends up doing is you get really deep cuts. Like I think we started this year with Bellatar's Damnation, and it's like which is a brilliant film, but oh my god, it's heavy. So but it's like we do it's so we watch I love cinema.
Yeah.
But I feel that it would feel sort of dishonest if I was striving to make just those kind of movies. And I miss the kind of films we're talking about. I don't think we get enough of them.
Ben's trying to make a connection here.
I was going to say
What, Bellatar's Damnation?
Nick,
Heavenly Bodies.
It's an
Okay. I'm gonna email you guys. I want a list to help me. All right, I'm writing down.
If
I'm
we're
writing it
ever in
down.
your neck of the woods, we want an invitation because what
You
you're
got
doing,
it.
what you're doing,
Come to California.
What you're
it's
doing-
the second Tuesday of every month.
mate, it is the exact concept that Ben has for another podcast he wants to do, which is films he hasn't seen before.
I can't believe I've never seen. And
Yeah.
people will talk about the greatest movies that they've never seen.
Yeah.
No, it's I would say there's it's funny. Our most astute Dewey Nelson, he's like a comedian, and yet he has seen more movies than like all of us put together. He's like our goalie. Like it's everyone's goal is to get their movie past Dewey. It's like we gotta get we gotta get this. But we watched. Have you guys seen Hell's a Poppin'?
No.
The 30s, 40s Zoot Suit.
It inspired Mel Brooks. It inspired the Zucker brothers. It is
Brilliant.
we had because it never in the United States it's unavailable. We had to watch a pirated version because there's no way to watch it here, and it's in a legal dispute. It's been in it for like 60 years.
Amazing.
And it was so funny. It had a scene in it that was straight out of Looney Tunes Duck Amuck when Bugs is erasing Daffy and doing all those. It was an incredible. So it's a great. We for every bad screening, and there's plenty of them. We have a Hell's a Poppin'. For
Amazing.
every heavy film, we have a.
we can
something
hook you up with some rare Aussie ones too.
I would love, because you guys, honestly, I'm not dumb to your country cinema, but I just don't think enough of your work makes its way here. Like it's
sometimes
and
for good reason. Like wait till you watch Pandemonium. That's a very special Australian film.
But we do have a lot of
Dingo
do
Girl.
have a lot of culty kind of films that you could probably put on your list there. That's for sure.
Well, I will hit you up, and you
All
guys
right.
have an open standing invitation when you're here.
All
Second
right.
Tuesday of the month.
Love it.
Come, I'll make room for a screening. But I mean, you guys have a great film culture. Where you I mean, like, you guys have some amazing cinema.
Yeah, Ben's one of the guys that runs Monster Fest, which is a genre film festival down here in Melbourne.
Oh wow!
Play some really great stuff, old and new.
We try and keep it weird.
Do you keep it, what time of year is that event?
Where usually we've got the main festival is in October, early October, and then we do a Monster Fest weekenders, which we've got one that's literally that was on this weekend.
Okay.
Past, and then there's another one in two capital cities, and then there's the
traveling. Yeah, travels.
Traveling. It's in another two. It was in Brisbane and Adelaide last week, and this week will be in Perth and Sydney. Perth and
you're celebrating monster culture in general, cinematic monster culture.
Well, it's a little deceptive. This it's just genre. It's genre.
Okay.
So we played. We actually got a complaint.
You skew horror.
We definitely definitely skew horror, but we did play.
I was going to say the monster in Monster Fest represents Monster Pictures, which is the company.
Yeah, rather than the festival itself. But we played Dragged Across Concrete as our opening night film one year.
How did it play?
It went down really well. Everyone enjoyed it, but we did have a couple of people going, "Well, it's not horror, is it?"
Yeah, right. But it's from the guy that did Bone Tomahawk, you know.
I know. I was going to say, had you already shown him Bone Tomahawk and Brawl? I mean, like, I think that, and he has that. Have you guys? I don't know if you read scripts, but he has that unproduced. Oh God, what's it called? It's like the Battled Bastards of. If you look it up on IMDb, it's in development.
Yeah,
it is a Cormac McCarthy level work of screenwriting. They keep saying he's going to make it someday, and I'm like, I'm waiting for it. It's like the most brutal Western I've ever read.
We were talking about him last week because we had Dalasonia on the show, and they've just produced Frontier Crucible, a new Western. And that was based on a book that Craig Zala had taken to Dalasonia. That they translated the book into a script without, like, it was like putting it into an AI.
He refused to take a writing credit.
Yeah, there's no writing credit. It was just the book adapted completely.
That's cool. I think that guy. I want him to work more. I really enjoy, and I know he's a little controversial, but I think he's legit.
Yeah,
I like his stuff.
Hardcore too. Yeah.
Yes.
For
yeah.
sure.
No. It's soft, and I try to be hardcore with Xeno, and I can't help but be a little family. And that dude is just like, nope. I'm gonna cut straight to the bone.
Yeah.
Like, watch your Morrow. I'm coming for it.
Look, we shouldn't take up much more of your time, so I'll just round it back to Xeno. It's a great film, and I hope everybody that's listening and watching checks it out if they haven't already.
Thank you.
We'd love to get you back on the show because this is a conversation we could go on for hours.
Anytime. You've got my email.
Brilliant.
I'm a night owl, so this was easy for me.
Excellent. We love that, don't we? Because we're up at 4:30 tomorrow morning to do another interview with someone that's not a night owl.
Okay, no, so I sincerely, this has been. I don't love these things. I'm a little reticent to do them. But this was awesome. This was talking to film lovers, and anytime.
Fire, burn, fire, burn, fire, burn, Bigfoot fucking burn.
All right, part 4 sequels. Don't even know how we came to this decision.
I have no idea.
I think it's because quite often I'm referred to as the part 2 sequels guy. And
well, you're just the sequels guy.
I am the sequels guy, but part 4 sequels I find interesting too. We don't talk about them nearly as much. I think that might be what it is. We've talked about part 2s and part 3s. How often do we stop and talk about part 4s?
And to be honest with you, I really struggled with this.
I didn't at all.
No, of course you didn't. I just realized as I was going through the list of franchises that had more than 4 sequels that I just didn't make it.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
I didn't make it to the number 4.
Didn't have the stamina for them.
Yeah.
For me, like
I blew my load in the first one and then just rolled over and went to sleep.
Yeah.
Never watched.
And quite often the problem when you get like a series with so many sequels is like if I've been away from the franchise for a while, I kind of am inclined to go, if I'm going back into it, start with number 1, work my way up, and then you kind of can lose interest. I'm not the kind that goes, okay, let's go straight to part 4. You know, like as a kid I could just put any installment on. I need to really fix that about myself. You know, because there's plenty of part 5, 6, 7 sequels that, you know, deserve some attention, and I'm the guy that's like, oh, I've got to watch part 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 first.
Yeah, I can't just. I think was it like the Friday the 13th ones are the ones I think more so than any other. I suppose the Halloween, but the Friday the 13th ones you really don't have to have seen any of the.
Oh no, that's right.
Ones.
Sometimes they kind of stand on their own, even if they have a loose thread connecting them. You can watch anyway.
Like by Jason 10, you're like.
I think we're the only people that have this problem. I think most people can just put on a part 4 and it's fine.
And I wonder what the studio research shows.
That's a good point.
They do
well
because remember, like sequels used to be, like now, a sequel is bigger and has to be bigger and better than the original.
Yeah,
but then
diminished returns,
a cheap cash grab.
Superman 4, for example.
Yeah,
you know,
it could have been. They could have made them good.
Yeah.
They just were like, well, yeah. It's so weird when when you have things like Indiana Jones and Star Wars that back in the 70s and 80s that proved that sequels could be huge. They still were like oh, let's do this shit Planet of the Apes. Movie
but then the video boom came along, home video, and they realized, well, we can make them cheaper and just funnel them there instead.
We'll send all the animation to Singapore and do Lion King 17.
That's right. Most of those direct-to-video Disney ones were done in Australia.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into these. I've actually chosen part 4 sequels that they are my favourite. If I go through them, I'm thinking, they're my favourite 5 top 4 part 4s. But also, I think most of them, maybe not as good as the original, but they rival the original. I think they have a hot crack at trying to be as good as the first.
I don't know if I could say that about any of these.
That's fine. You might disagree with mine, like being.
I could guarantee. I reckon 4 out of 5 of the ones that you've chosen, I haven't seen. That's my prediction before we start.
Do you want to have a guess at any one of them? People might think they know.
Yeah, no, I don't want to guess. I can't.
I can tell you that
Kickboxer 4.
That's not in there.
No.
It's not a bad one. It's not actually. It's the worst of the Kickboxer sequels. Yeah. Even it is Dear
I'm
Albert.
curious to see if we've got any matchups.
Okay, cool. Well, let's go backwards. I'm going to turn my computer this way so you can't get a little cheeky look.
I've had mine on the screen the whole time.
I can't see your screen from the angle. It's too dark.
I just figured the writing was so small you wouldn't have been able to see it anyway.
I wasn't even paying attention. Okay, let's start with number 5.
Yep.
You go first.
Wrong Turn Part 4.
Oh, wow. I considered Wrong Turn. And I think part 4 is probably the best of the sequels.
Well, it's the best because it has the most nudity.
It's the snow one,
the lesbianism. Yeah, it's the mental asylum one.
Yes.
And the mental asylum, the opening scene, for me, rivals like a ghost ship opening scene where the inmates, the hill people inmates of this asylum fucking tear the place apart. It's great.
It's a fun installment. It's funny. I think it's part 6 is one of the few movies that's been banned.
Yeah, right.
For the most absurd reason. It's nothing to do with the content other than the missing people's posters in the background have a real missing person that the family objected to her image being used. And so they, rather than, like, let's, I don't know, recut the movie. Just ban it. Like, it was just...
Why don't you just go in and digitally replace it?
Absurd. I've got a copy I wasn't going to send. They said, we want all the copies back. I'm like...
Get fucked.
Fuck yourself.
And tell the family from me.
Yeah,
tell them Ben says go fuck yourself.
Yeah, well, why don't you go out and find her yourself?
Yeah. Fucking jump in the car. Take a cruise around the neighborhood, you lazy fucks.
So my number 5 part 4 sequel is Sudden Impact, Dirty Harry movie.
Which one's that one?
The fourth one.
No, I know that, but which one? What happens?
It's the one
in
with
it?
his missus. What's her name from?
Sandra Locke.
Yes.
The rape.
Yes.
The really
So
rapey one.
she is the killer. We know this from the outset, and it's a rape revenge film. So she was gang raped 10 years ago, and then she does a Charles Bronson.
Yeah.
And goes and
I forgot about Death Wish 4.
Yeah, it goes and guns down
great.
all of her attackers, and it's glorious. One of the attackers is a woman too, and that makes it really interesting.
But what's so weird is when Dirty Harry comes to that town to investigate, they hate his guts.
Yep.
Like he just when he goes to talk to the guys in the fish thing, he's just like, hello, and they're already like, what the fuck do you want?
I know, mind you,
really...
because I always thought that too. But watching it again recently, it's the only one of these I've revisited in preparation.
I
for
watched
this.
the one with I watched the one with Robert Urich and Tim Matheson and Hal Holbrook is the lieutenant. That Dirty Harry. I seem to find
Is that
myself
the
watching
Deadpool? Is that the last one?
No, that's the Jim Carrey one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought that was it.
it's the one where it's the cops. They're the rookie cops, the motorcycle, and they're
that might be Magnum
they're
4.
they're
No,
vigilantes,
number
and
3, whatever number 3 is. You got Dirty Harry, Magnum Force, The Enforcer.
The Enforcer.
Yeah. Anyhow, Sudden Impact's great. It's the only Dirty Harry film that takes place outside of San Francisco, which that gives it a whole different kind of look. It's the only one that Clint Eastwood directed.
Yeah, right.
It's just got something about it, and it's really nasty. It's really
nasty.
a completely R-rated movie, and it was wonderful. I watched it again just to consider whether I do want it on my list, and definitely do. Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
Real gritty exploitation movie.
I'm distraught now that I forgot Death Wish 4. Because that is a fucking banger.
It is, but I think number 3 is my favourite of those sequels because it's so outrageous.
Number 3 is the Neighbourhood one with Marina
and
Sirtis.
it feels so fake. Like, it feels like it's on a soundstage and the poster was glorious.
But no, I actually prefer number 4 because number 4 is the video store one where they're making the porn and you've got all the posters on the wall.
So let's make that an honourable mention for you.
Yeah. Yes. But my actual number 4, my number 4 of number 4s is The Naked Gun from 2025.
Oh, wow. Wow.
What a banger.
It was a banger. I've been thinking about that a lot lately because later on in the year, when we have the Boneheads on, we're going to be talking about spoof movies. And of all the subjects and top 5s and whatnot we've done, that's the one I really want to pay good attention to and get it right.
Yeah, I'm not even... I can't even make that promise because there's too many that I won't have seen or like...
There's too many that I think I love.
I was on TikTok this morning just flicking through and there was a video of a guy sitting in his car singing the theme song, like miming to the theme song of Robin Hood Men in Tights. And I was like, fuck, I haven't seen this for years. I've got to watch it again.
There's so much Mel Brooks to consider for that. Anyway, that's a future episode, but I didn't expect you to put that in there. I'm glad you did, though. I'm glad that movie had such an impact on you.
Yeah, I loved it.
It was really good. So my number 4 of the top 4 of part 4 sequels... Rambo
Interesting.
4. Yeah. The one that all takes place in not Peru.
Laos
Close enough.
Cambodia.
No. No. I should know.
I think it is Laos, isn't it?
Peru? No, it's not Peru. I said Peru. It's
No, that's the
I know.
South American one is 5.
Hang on. Rambo.
Last Blood or whatever the hell it is.
I knew this like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Let's look. Anyway, it's such a fucking banger of a movie. I think it's probably outside of the first one. It's the best of all the Rambos.
I was going to say it is the crossover one of our lists because that's
Burma.
That's my number 1.
Burma. Yeah, it's your number 1.
That's my number 1.
Oh wow. Okay, so I've bumped that one.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk about it. It's one of the most violent films I can think of.
I went to see it in the Knox.
Yep.
Whatever their super screen is.
Mm-hmm.
And that scene where he has the rail gun and just cuts people in half, like I was pissing myself laughing. It was so extreme.
You get 15 minutes of limbs flying in all directions, and it's gratuitously, disgustingly depraved.
And how good is that? What's his name? Was it Graham McTavish or whatever his name is? The guy who plays the SAS
That's
guy
right.
who's all mouth and then gets fucked up like pretty quick.
Julie Benz is in it?
Yeah.
How weird
As
is
a missionary.
that?
I keep forgetting, every time I see Julie Benz in something like this, I'm like... Isn't she like mum age? But she's
she's
like 20.
She's just perpetually that age.
I don't know why. Like even in Buffy and Dexter and stuff.
Well, it's the same when you think of someone like Jenny Garth from
Yeah.
90210. I don't imagine her as an older woman
Yeah.
ever. But no, Rambo is so good. Like, it bothers me that they called it Rambo. It should just be Rambo 4.
Yeah.
Like, keep the continuity with the title going.
what
But I
does it
also,
hurt?
I feel like it's the Rambo that Sylvester Stallone always wanted to make.
Yeah.
And back in those days, you couldn't quite push it that far. And it's what also prepared me and I guess loosened me up for The Last Blood, the final number 5, because I think I'm the only person that really fucking likes that movie.
Yes, I think it's just you and Sylvester Stallone's dead mother.
And I've been back and watched it a few times. I saw it with my dad at a preview screening, and we both walked out like just fucking, that was amazing. Like, because we both like shoddy kind of action movies.
Yeah.
But I feel like I wouldn't have enjoyed Part 5 as much if Part 4 hadn't already introduced
Hadn't have been so
that
good. Yeah.
gratuitous nature to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, good stuff. Number 3.
Number 3, Vegas Vacation.
I thought about that and I'm like, I know we've talked about it before and we both like it a lot, but is it good enough to make a top 5 for
Fucking
me?
oath it is. The Not Quite Right Casino. Fucking brilliant. What number am I thinking of, Glenn?
2.
Play. Yeah. Wrong. I'll take your money, thank you.
The Hoover
Points.
Dam goes on the dam tour. Have you got any damn bait? It's way funnier in my mind than I think the movie is. There's something about it that doesn't quite feel right to me. But
For me, after the first vacation movie, it's the best.
Oh, really?
I mean, look, that's a
I'll go 1,
That's a
3,
bold
2, 4.
statement.
1, 3, 2, 4 spin-off.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about because what is it? It's European
Christmas.
It's regular European Christmas and Vegas,
And then you got Christmas 2.
Yeah,
Yeah, Cousin Eddie's
And
Island
Cousin
Adventure.
Eddie's, yeah.
But you know what? I think what bothers me from the outset that probably put me off right from the get-go when I first saw it, I think I saw it at the cinemas, is it begins with Clark driving and singing to the Beach Boys.
yeah.
And he's being a klutz. He's driving over the curb. He's knocking the bins over. That is not the Clark Griswold that we have known for 3 installments. Like, he's not that klutz, really.
No.
And it's sort of... they've all had a specific intro, Holiday Road, and we forgot about the Legacy sequel they did with Ed Helms.
Yeah, the replacement. Yeah,
That is a banger.
remake.
See, that actually I'd go 1, that, 3, 2.
Look,
4.
I just can't stand Christina Applegate.
I love her.
Like, I loved her in Married with Children, but now as an adult,
I particularly love her in the drunk college stuff.
oh, that was great. Where
my
she's
God. Yeah.
they talk about her dodgy past.
And on the jumping castle and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like the younger brother for me is the best part of that. Who just keeps picking on them.
Gizon. Oh, no, the younger one.
Yeah,
Yes.
he keeps picking on the older brother. He goes, "You're such a piece of shit."
Punched him all the time. Charlie Day doing the suicidal rafting.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
great film that is. Okay, cool. I'm glad that Vegas Vacation got itself
Found its way on our list.
So my number 3 is a recent one, Beverly Hills Cop 4, a.k.a. Axel F., which is the Netflix movie. That, to me, was far better than it had any right to be.
Especially after the disaster that was 3.
That's right. And I do not like number 3. You might be surprised to know. Like, I've probably seen
I'm
it.
shocked.
I've seen it a few times, but it never feels right to me. Whereas this one really brought it back on track. You got the original cast back. It got a gritty tone to it. It had all the right hallmarks and throwbacks.
There was no special weird gun like in 3.
He starts singing. Serge is fucking
Serge,
goes
fucking
into the
hell.
arms fucking
George Lucas
industry.
on a Ferris wheel.
Yeah, that's right. Although it had a few like Okie Dokie, he gets punched. He's the mascot Okie Dokie, and he gets punched in the stomach. That's some funny shit. There's some interesting things in there, but no. Hector Elizondo does not make for a good John Aston or whatever his name is.
No.
Is that his name? John Ashton?
John Ashton.
Yeah. But no, number 4 I thought really brought things back. I liked the story. I thought, what's his name? Billy Rosewood. What's his name? Actor.
Judge
Reinhold. I thought he was great in it. John Ashton was pretty good in it too.
I like that he basically plays the same character in the Santa Claus
Yeah, that's right.
movies.
Never thought of that. Yeah,
He's
for
basically
sure.
playing Billy.
The only thing that is really weird is they do a little nod to Happy Gilmore because Shooter McGavin is in it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. Like, are they angling for a crossover? Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Just John Landis. Oh, no, sorry. No, that's the new
previous
That's
one.
the previous one. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I think Beverly Hills Cop is, I've watched it 3 times. It's good enough to make my top 5.
Well, my number 2 is an absolute banger. Live Free or Die Hard, a.k.a. Die Hard 4.0, depending on what country you live in.
Or 4.0, depending
Or
on how
4.0.
you read numbers. It's a fantastic movie.
He kills a helicopter with a car. He shoots Timothy Oliphant through himself.
And doesn't he kill the helicopter with a car while saying "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker"? I think that's...
Yeah, and then he kills a jet with a truck.
So there's the point of difference. So in Live Free, Die Hard, which is technically the American cut,
Yep.
it's Yippee-ki-yay, mother, sound effect drowns out the fucker. And in the Australian, which is 4.0, you hear it.
Yeah.
How weird is that? Like, how do you make a Die Hard that's famous for Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker?
I wonder if the
And cut it out.
if the Yippee motherfucker was on the Blu-ray.
Don't know.
It's just a theatrical.
It's a fantastic movie.
Because they're fucking...
You got Kevin Smith in there.
Considering all the noise they fucking make about every fucking little thing going on and the fucking shit, Americans are really fucking pussies when it comes to movies.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean, it used to be that you didn't want those R-rated movies, not even R, and we're talking R, not even NC-17, because newspapers wouldn't carry the advertising. They don't have newspapers anymore. Like, I mean, look, Facebook are still fucking absolute pieces of shit when it comes to advertising.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be for everyone, so it ends up being for no one. Thanks a lot, Facebook. I mean, at least in Australia, under 16s aren't even allowed on the platform anymore. So can we use swear words like fucking adults? You fucking pieces of shit. But yeah, look, it upsets me that they even had to. Like, it's that some fucking piece of shit executive or MPAA fucking who hasn't had a young child for 30 years decides, fuck her, that's too far.
Man, it bothers me. Do you remember, like, in Australia, we had Total Recall, the R-rated VHS and the M-rated VHS.
Yeah.
Same with Universal Soldier.
She only has 2 tits in the M-rated VHS of Total Recall. She's just a regular titted woman.
So we've had, this is an 80s throwback. We've had Rambo, Beverly Hills Cop, Die Hard.
And we've only had one crossover on this list so far.
Yeah, that's right. So my number 2 is also from the 80s, and it'll be Police Academy 4. Citizens on Patrol.
Citizens on Patrol.
As a kid, it's the one I probably watched the most. It's not my favourite of the police academies, but
Ricky!
but when was it Gene made a machine, Joe made it go, Art blew a fart and pulled the whole damn thing apart. I didn't write it. Man, that movie as a kid on loop. It's probably the most kid-friendly of all the police academies, maybe
It's the
number
one with
5.
David Spade as well.
Yeah, and Tony Hawk.
And Tony Hawk.
Yeah. I think, maybe it's the most kid-friendly one, although you do have Callahan in the pool with the tits.
Yeah.
Who's going to save me?
Or jump in. Me.
Yeah, but I think number 3 is my favourite of the Police Academy movies, but yeah, definitely at number 4 for this category.
For me, I think it's 5.
Yeah, it is. We've had that conversation, yeah. And that's a good one too. Number 6 is the only one I saw in a cinema, so that's got a nostalgic, feel.
And number 7's probably the only mediocre one.
What's the only one we've watched together?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's terrible. What are you talking about mediocre? It's fucking awful.
I was just because I couldn't remember what we said.
I mean, it's got Christopher Lee and it's got Ron Perlman. It should be great.
It should be fantastic.
But I think the problem is you've lost half of the cast and you've replaced, like...
And the cast are all...
You got Charlie Schlatter in there.
Yeah. The cast should all be, like, commandants by now.
The cast should have all said no.
They should, yeah. Well, they should have retired from the force.
Yeah. Alrighty. And we've done your number 1.
We've done, yeah.
So that leaves my number 1. Okay, once again, we've had, Beverly Hills Cop, we've had Die Hard, and all that's left is Lethal Weapon. 4. That is my favourite number 4 movie. I like it more than the original. I know it's not better than the original. I just like it more than the original. It's got Jet Li. It's got Chris Rock. It's still got Leo Getz. They fuck you in the drive-thru. It's got some great zingers.
They send him out into the ice, don't they? That one.
Renee Russo comes back.
She has a baby.
Yeah, they kind of made it knowing it was the end of the line for the franchise.
And the captain ends up being corrupt. Spoiler.
Oh my god.
What I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, and Danny Glover takes in all the immigrants. Do you remember that? the Asian immigrants, and you got Uncle Benny. What a great villainous character that guy is.
Yeah.
I think Mel Gibson's probably never been this good in terms of balancing the comedy and the action.
Well, it's the first one where they kind of admit that he's getting old.
Yeah,
he's,
yeah.
You know, he's getting beat up by the young cops.
Well, also yes, and that's why they introduced Chris Rock.
Yeah.
But it's also like now that Riggs is having a baby, that's where he's feeling old because he's like, I'm too old to be having a baby.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I could do this.
He is too old to be.
I think Mel Gibson's still making them.
Well, he's Catholic.
Yeah, that's right.
And every sperm is wonderful.
And I
for
believe
those
he's
people.
making a part 5 as a promise to Richard Donner. So whether that all comes to fruition, who knows?
I feel like that's been in the trenches for a while.
It has, but he has been on a few panels in the last 12 months to confirm that it's his next project. But anyway, number 4, it's fantastic. It's got a great soundtrack. It's got a great feel to it, and I love everything about it. I should have really revisited that before this as an excuse.
Just to make sure.
As an excuse to revisit. I've got it sitting out there. I just never got to it. Anyhow, that was a fun one.
It was good.
That was fun. That brings us to the end. I think. Do you want to do any honourable mentions? I've got a whole bunch of
Death Wish 4.
Well, I've got like one I know you haven't seen is Universal Soldier 4, which is
Never seen a Universal Soldier 4.
Day of Reckoning. It's just as violent as it fucking gets. Directed by Peter Hayam's son, who's a really good director. I know you're not going to agree with Fury Road, but most people would agree that's a good number 4.
But
Of course, Indiana Jones 4. I talk about that too much. Alien Resurrection. That's a good number 4, I think. Most people shit on that one more than they probably should. It's kind of a hybrid of all the ones that came before it.
Probably. Wasn't it like taken away from the directors and fucked with by the studio?
No, that was number 3. So it was Vincent Ward.
No, number 3 they did it as well, but
Yeah.
4 isn't 4.
It's Jean.
Yeah, no, they totally took that away
Did
from
they?
him and fucked it
Okay.
around.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me either. But it's more cohesive than number 3. Let's just put it that way. I think
I don't remember number 3 being super problematic. It just was.
it's just a prison movie.
You're on a prison planet.
It's Fortress.
And yeah.
Yeah. What else have I got
You
there?
don't care as much about the people surviving. You're like, oh, well.
I got Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. That's a really good one. That's when the franchise started getting really interesting, I think.
What's that one?
It's
Fuck it. It doesn't matter. They all blend into one for me.
Citizen Toxie.
Yeah.
Good one. American Reunion. The only movie you'll
Fuck,
get.
that is great.
The only movie you'll get somebody shitting in an esky.
In an esky and commenting on the fact that they need to wipe their ass because that never happens in
Yeah.
mystery shitter movies.
You gotta wipe your ass.
Yeah. And that girl who's their babysitter, Ali Cobran,
That's right.
top-notch tits.
Nightmare
That gets the thumbs up from this guy.
on Elm Street 4, I think, is really good. That's the highest grossing of all the Nightmare on Elm Streets.
Dream Warrior or
Rennie
Dream
Harlan.
Child or whatever
Yep.
it is.
I like Star Trek 4, Voyage Home. That's a good one too.
Sure.
You don't like that
I
one?
watched it again the other day.
It's hokey. It's all fucked.
And it's like, because it's so
Fuck with it. It
It's
doesn't have
pandering to the environmental message.
He has a sweatband on his head.
He does have he's wearing a martial arts outfit.
He looks like Olivia Newton-John.
And it has that, he shuts up the guy with the heavy metal
Yep.
thing, which I think,
Maybe it's
doesn't they have a callback to that in something else?
maybe it's just the kid in me that loves that one.
No, they do have a callback in it. In another Star Trek movie. I can't remember why, but yeah, they get onto the bus and the guy's there, but he's now like in his 50s.
All right.
And they're like, he's like, oh, sorry. And he just turns it off.
I don't recall
I can't
that.
know what that is from.
I need to.
Yeah, there's
I know those
definitely a
movies pretty
callback.
well, and I don't know why I didn't.
But
Anyway.
that's the Vija. It's another Vija. It's another Vija movie.
Hellraiser
Vija.
4. That's one that the director lost control of, but I think it's a pretty decent one. Rocky 4, Toy Story 4.
Rocky 4 is pretty god-awful.
Rocky 4. I love
Hang
the
on.
director's cut. It's
No,
fantastic.
hang on. I take that back. That's
Number
Ivan
3's
Drago.
Yeah, number 3 is the one with Mr. T. That's a bit.
No, that's fantastic too.
Well, number 5 then is one you
Number
don't like.
5
It's
is
the
the
street
one-
fighting one.
Yeah, the one with
Whereas
the-
I like that. I like that one.
It's just the villain has no personality.
There's not really even a villain in it. Like, it's kind of just a father-son story. And
Yeah, and his son's a bit of a prick, but he's the guy he takes in
Yeah.
to be his protege has no personality. Like when you've come off Clubber Lang and Ivan Drago, the two biggest, and Apollo Creed,
yeah.
You're met with this guy who's like a nothing.
Yeah.
And you're like, there's never any doubt that Rocky can't kick his ass.
Well, Rocky doesn't really do any fighting in it. Like, he does a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
Just a few more to run through. I do like Tremors 4, which was the prequel. And Concorde 79, Airport 79.
Never seen him.
Oh, have you seen the?
I've never seen an airport movie.
I got the set there if you want to borrow it. It's so good.
It'll never happen.
It's so good.
It's the all-star 70s.
Yeah, the disaster movies.
Disaster
it's what
movies.
sort of Airplane was loosely based on, as well as The Final Countdown or something like that.
No, I need what's his name to direct it? Day After Tomorrow guy.
Oh, Roland Emmerich.
And then I'll watch. They're the only disaster movies like that I want to see.
Two more honorable mentions. Boyka, Undisputed 4. Which is Scott Adkins.
Yeah,
it's a good
Is
series.
That's the one in the prison, in the Russian prison.
Yeah, and I think he directed that one as well. And finally, I cannot have this conversation without including Ernest Scared Stupid, which is the Halloween one, which is an interesting one because it's the biggest production, but it's the kiddiest of the lot. It's almost like a preschool film.
They want to hedge their bets.
It's Hocus Pocus, but better than Hocus Pocus. It's that kind of movie.
Right.
Anyway, that's enough number 4s, I think. Yeah?
It's more number 4s than anyone thought existed.
That's right. And I'm in my element. I think that was a perfectly nerdy conversation to have.
Yeah, and we rambled. Boy, did we ramble.
Look, I love the ramble. I just dread the edit. That's the problem.
Yeah.
How much of that will end up on TikTok? Lord only knows. Probably not much because I can't be bothered cutting any of those into snippets. But that is the end of the show. Fucking hell. Anything you want to add before we go?
If you do get a chance and it is playing still, Fuck My Son. We'll be in a couple of cinemas maybe next week.
Whereas I was thinking goodmoviemonday.com.
Sure, you can try that as well, but really, Fuck My Son.
Hit up our socials and give us your top 5 number 4 sequels.
Or give us 2 number 2s.
Speaking of number 2s, I've really got a shit. So we're going to go. Catch you next week.
Bye.
Oh.
I hope the mic picked that sound up. That'd be fucking great.